Hello, everyone. This is Yusuf,
This is Tamila.
and welcome back to the Health Innovation Playground. Today we have Dr. Anna Sala. She is a specialist in allergies, and she's also the head of innovation unit at Vall Hospital. Welcome, Anna.
Welcome. Thank you to invite me. For me, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
It's our pleasure, Zay. So we're going to start with questions, okay? You trained as a doctor, right? So you founded the startup. Yes, what we know from the innovation master. And now you're leading innovation in units in Spain. And in Spain, one of the most important hospitals in Spain, so. And that's not a straight line. So let's start there. What is the story? How you started with innovation and why innovation?
Yes, maybe externally it seems great, no, my line, but you will see that it's you will understand why I start to involve in innovation because I'm a medical doctor. Then I have that training in allergy here in Vall Hospital, and when I finished my training, my specialty, I started to my PhD. And during my PhD, I was involved in research, and I wanted to discover new biomarkers in anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis, I don't know if you all know what is it.
Yes, it's a reaction. It's a severe.
It's a severe allergic reaction that is rapid in onset and potentially fatal. And so I try to discover new biomarkers to know why patients have allergy and have only mild reactions, and others have a very severe reactions. For that, I went to Karolinska to finish my PhD with a grant that I obtained here in Spain. But when I finish my PhD, I say, okay, I need something more, no? Because patients ask me about one of my patients, because innovation most of the times start with little things, little things and a good question, no?
Yeah.
And patients explain me that he has nuts allergy, and he have had an anaphylactic shock, and he brings always with him Renalin, that is the treatment of anaphylaxis. And he said, okay, I have had a reaction, but I had the adrenaline with me, but in that moment I didn't remember how to use it and what have to do. And he said to me, okay, and in another time present the same. What have do you have an APP or another intelligent device that could help me, not to manage the anaphylaxis? And it was that question that I started to see, okay, we don't have anything. We only have adrenaline, that it's a drug, and it's no intelligent. And it's for that I started to search different kind of brands about innovation and technology. And I found one that it was a brand to go to Silicon Valley called Imaging Creativity Center. And I applied. You have to convince the jury that you are innovative person, and so the way that they select people with a video, and I decided to just make a jump with parachute with 4,000 meters with a plane, and saying, okay, for me as a doctor, it's just jumping to go to Silicon Valley with the engineers and to know and to start to know the area of technology and regulatory and to then the partnership. And they like my initiative to jump and to make all of this, and I was selected. So and can give me the opportunity to go to Silicon Valley. And there, with the Stanford Simulated University, I start to receive different kind of master class about design thinking, about different kind of methodology to innovate, to learn, to be more creative. And for me, it was an open world because in medicine, nothing one, and not one shows you how to know things, how to make more, be more innovative.
That was 2018, something like that, right?
20?
When was that, more or less?
In the 20, 30,
13.
30,
Wow.
13.
Yeah, wow. Like,
Yeah, just when I was finished my training. Yeah.
And when innovation started to be
Yes, when I call all all my colleagues, I go to Silicon Valley and what are you doing there? And why do you want to go with the engineers talking about artificial intelligence, entrepreneurship, how to create a company? And there I learned a lot about regulatory, business and everything. And it was a competition at the end of my stage there that you have to present an idea if you want it. And I start to just start to think about the question of my patient. And we developed a prototype about a device. That this device, the objective of this device is to give intelligence to the adrenaline connected by an ATP. And so we present this idea and we win. And this was the start of the beginning of the startup, because when you win one of these competition, you can just meet with different investors. So the first question that an investor say to me is, okay, what's your business plan? Business plan. What now? I am a doctor. I know the business woman. So, and then, and what is your regulatory pathway? What is your next steps? And then we start to pay these two investors just believe in our idea. And they state that they support us if we just create a team with experts in regulatory, experts in business, and we were experts in our field. So we started and we made the first the startup with the friends, friends and families, that engage with us, and these two investors, and we made the startup. Then I returned here. And I start to explain this idea and my experience in Silicon Valley, and it's why I start to talk with the CEO of Valderon, with the ex-CEO, and say that innovation is very important. We need to start to make a culture of innovation, and it's when the hospital create the innovation commission. Okay, and this is why you started to involve in innovation in the hospital.
you are one of the pioneers. Catalonia established in hospital because I think in hospital before innovation wasn't the world.
Yeah.
But we work with innovation every day. We work with innovation every day. This is when you go to every unit, you can see it's not the same 20 years ago when you went to the room of the patient, of the ICU patient, for example, and you come now and you see everything new. Everything what involved with the patient is innovation, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But the methodologies and what innovation means, the people doesn't know exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
Why would you say exactly every hospital needs an innovation unit?
Because finally the hospitals are very big and you have different departments, and all departments just work in a direction that they need, but not it's the direction that maybe is a strategy of the hospital. So I think the innovation unit is useful for different things. One, because the cultural transformation is very important. So you need to create a culture of innovation. So you need to train people in different methodologies, in innovation, in different strategies. Then, because in a hospital big than as Vallebron, a lot of time the people that are working in cardiology doesn't know what the people are doing in pediatric area. So from the innovation unit, we try to just pick up all the ideas and all the projects that are doing in the hospital, and you can show to others, because then you can have a lot of pilots working in the same, and it wastes a lot of time for the professionals. So if you know what are they doing, if one specialty starts to work in a project or in a technology and come to us and say, okay, I want to do that. If I know that another department are working the same thing, I can do no. First, just get in contact with cardiology, for example, and they can show you how you can start working on that or wherever. Another thing is that we also to help to pass the unmet needs to an idea, because all people knows the unmet needs of the hospital, and a lot of professionals maybe they know the unmet needs of the day to day, but how to pass the unmet needs to a real solution, it's difficult. No, a great idea, and we also help them to this process if they want it, because of course to innovate you need it need the work, and it's not an idea. Idea is just the 1%. The other 99% it's effort, it's laboratory, it's team, it's a lot of things, no? So when a doctor said, okay, I have an idea, okay, I have an idea, it's very easy. The difficult is the other. And also, if you have research institutes, the innovation unit, it's very useful to just pick up the different ideas that you see in the hospital and to transfer to the research unit, because most of the time the research unit don't know or don't know what it's happened in the hospital, and which are the real needs that are happening in the hospital, or which physician or nurse have an idea. So it's good to have this link.
Can you tell us in specific about some success stories that came out of the innovation unit at Vall?
Yes, there are big one or a smaller, or because combining innovation, you can create a big spin-off of a company, but also you can innovate in the daily life.
Yeah.
So we have a competition, annual competition that it's called Joinovo, and all the professionals could send ideas to this competition, and from this from this competition we just detect ideas that can be transferred and could just scale up. And for example, an example of that could be, we have not anything. No, it's I have most of the ideas are, for example, a big project regarding AI. It's Digipatics. I don't know. You know this project. This is from pathology and anatomy pathology. They have a problem because they have a lot of image, and then they have different kind of technological barriers. So they start to just to recollect image, and with AI to start to help them, with the diagnosis and the treatment. But the run it's one of the hospital inside the Catalan Health Institute. So we have 8 hospitals, and another hospitals maybe they don't have a big structure of pathology, anatomy pathology, and we train this image. And now they have all of these hospitals. They have different kind of microscopes, and the image that you can see there directly generates an inform for the patient, but also They suggest diagnosis. They suggest if the image you can see something, it's wrong. And it's called digipathics. It has been presented around the world because it start with a pilot here with Vanderbilt, and then we start to grow up, and then we scale with different hospitals, and now it's scaling up outside the Catalan Health Institute. So we have more than 2 billion images to train. The idea is to train more AI algorithms for each different kind of pathology. So it's a good way to work. It's working in a network, and to help hospitals or maybe another kind of small local hospitals that don't have an expertise, and just seeing with the microscope the image, they could send you a possible diagnosis. So I think this is a good simple. Then we have
And on a small scale, like local, what is the most successful, let's say, story just in the hospital? Yes, I for vegan.
yes, it's like yes, as one inside the hospital. When we detect this with this population, for example, one has been this is in a spin-off, but it's not really a spin-off. Yeah. From cardiology, they detect that when you are making a RCP,
Yes.
you are not sure that the blood just arriving at the at the brain. So they present an idea that it was a patch that you can put here in the head, and you can detect every time that you make a RCP. You can detect if the blood oxygen just goes to the brain or not. And these are now we have a IP of this project, and also they are developing with the university, because to innovate you need this. Yeah, for the team, see the team, university, academic, and advocates, and so this could be very useful. Or it's a medical device and it needs a regulatory pathway, and this is an example of a small project that generate the spin-off. But then there are a lot of projects that don't need a spin-off, with startup, other pathway that started to implement here. For example, one of it's very simple, but it's good. Um, one patient when arrive in the burn. Yeah, and we go to burn. Yeah, on is one thing. Yeah, was enter. So the doctors that receive these patients need to make calculation, no, that it's very complex, very long, to just evaluate the burn area of the patient and the treatment. So in that case, they just generate, they presented an APP when the patient just become to the hospital and admitted in the hospital. Directly, you can just put different kind of questions that the APP just said to you, and give you a draw with the body and with the surface that are affected, and the severity of the burn. So it just have to the faculty and the physicians to be more efficient with less time, not to just evaluate this patient.
Which is very important in a hospital because yes, the time is everything. And now we have a lot of patients, and normally it's very overwhelmed system. Yeah, so after COVID, especially now, I think people even more conscious about their health.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I think even little things, they go to the third level of hospital. But that is what I experienced. And it's overwhelming. It's like, oh, what I should do? Or maybe it's just a simple gastroenteritis now. And every time they go to exactly, not to the primary care, it's more to the hospital. And this is the big problem. Yeah, this is not deal. And it's good to develop apps and just to filter, I don't know, to get decided to filter the patient that really needs to go to primary care and another in a third level of hospital.
Yeah, that's very problem. Yeah, that's problematic because all the people at our hospital is open 24 hours. So yeah, this is need a lot of culture when depending of what you are suffering, you have to go to primary care or
It's the
not all the people comes here, but yes, it's a problem.
okay. Let's go to the other question.
So this week we're having Barcelona Health Innovation Week. Barcelona nowadays is becoming a hub for health innovation and competing with other hubs in the rest of the world. And how would Valdebron fit in the Barcelona health innovation ecosystem?
I think that nowadays Barcelona is a good place to innovate in health because we have different kind of things that are useful to innovate. We have a very potent academic part, so the universities here are good. We also have a very big and good hospitals. But Lebron, I think it had that because we have all different specialties. We are a hospital with a lot of complexity and with a very good knowledge in different areas. So it helps. The knowledge is a very important part of the innovation. And by the way, it has a good link with companies, with also a university, and with research institutes. So you need these four things to create this innovation ecosystem. But in Barcelona, also now we start to have more investors in biotech, and that needs and Barcelona well positioned, I think, because it's a hospital with more spin-off and startups. So this just attract investors from around the world to come here. But I think the one barrier that we still have here in Catalonia is that the investment in health, it's not not high. Yeah, in the first stage, it's very easy. It's very easy to create a startup or to create a new company, but when you want to scale up or reach market, this is very difficult. We have different barriers because the mentality of in Catalonia is different between US and I just live in my own experience. Know that this part is very important. I think we need more investors, risk investors in the more advanced phases, and we need another way of reimbursement in health.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the barriers for my part, regulatory and also the reimbursement.
But I don't know if you know, is it only in Catalonia or you think it's in Europe in general because of regulatory issues?
In Europe in general, in fact, the netting is it's well positioned in innovate, and we generate a lot of spin-off from startups. But the regulatory is a problem in our Europe. Now, this is very, very the way to, for example, to obtain a medical certificate, of a medical device. It's very slow, and if it's a medical device, a hardware, it maybe it's not important. But if you have an algorithm of AI, now all the digital solutions that needs to be very quick because 2 years later, maybe it will don't have sense to go to the market because they change a lot. For that type of companies, I think the slow time to approve all the regulatory barriers are very important, and in fact, a lot of startups just die for the lack of money, but also because they just waste a lot of money in these parts, the laboratory validation, and another validation, and then the reimbursement. So I think it's important to differentiate between a digital tool or between another type of medical device or a biotech, more of a back.
Yeah.
Because it's different, the way or the investors that you need. And now we have more companies of digital part than the others, and the digital regulatory, it's very complicated. And it's now every time more and more, no, more and more, a lot of competition, and yeah. And the reimbursement model of drugs, it's very clear, but the reimbursement model of digital solution are not clear. It's very difficult that the health system pay you for a digital solution.
Okay.
Um, Depending the digital solution, but they are, and this is the problem in all Europe when you talk with a different kind of ecosystems. It's more difficult. Maybe NHS and also in Germany they have different, but a better way to the reimbursement, but it's not a solved problem.
Okay.
In Europe.
Talking about failures, you always mentioned that it's 90% of startups kind of fail.
I think on 90, no?
They're 90% now with the regulation, but we should let's go to another way. This is not only regulatory, right? It's no, they're needed. We really need to face.
In fact, I think that the percentage more important that generate the failure in a company is that they don't solve a real problem. Because in health it's more common not to start a solution, but to improve the patient, for example, at the end of the pilot of the creation of your solution. And this is a real problem because maybe that you have the knowledge, you think that you think what the patient are thinking, but it's not true. So this is one of the problem, that maybe your solution is not fit with what the population needs. Another is the investment and the team, the problems with the team, and of course the regulatory and everything. But the team and the idea, I think, it's because a lot of companies start to generate something, but without a good regulatory pathway to just make a good business plan with this regulatory pathway in mind. And if you don't have very, very clear what you need, what the next steps, then you can fail because the money is finished and you cannot finish all the different tests. So
I think this was the case with your startup. You more
yes, it's not. We just generate the startup, our startup at American Innovation. We create a team. We generate investment to try and to make a pilot with a most environment that's it's useful, and also that the population just need that. The problem is that the regulation,
yeah.
it's not prepared to this solution here in Spain, because in UK and in US and in Canada, yes, you can prescribe adrenalines to school, to a restaurant. Here, no, in Spain. So this was an important point because we start with the idea in US, but the founders we are Spanish people, so all the different investors say, okay, you have to demonstrate first in your country that this is work, and then you can scale up. And the problem is with the pilots we have demonstrated that it's useful, but to have this regulation to start to send this in the schools, we need the law changing. And this important because waiting while you are waiting, does this law change your money?
Is working.
Because you have to pay the IPs of your idea of all the all the countries. So you have a lot of money that you have to pay the CEO, the different the technology partners. So yes, finally, after waiting from this change of law, the money
Bonus.
perhaps. So we decided to avoid legal problems to close.
So let's define 3 points from lesson learned.
Yeah.
For you, like only 3 points that you would recommend for.
And innovate before. One, it's the team. It's very, very important. And to have very clear the stage of regulatory, the IP, and also the investment that you will need in all the stakes. This is very important from the beginning, because if you start when you just run the startup 1 year, 2 years, it's late. And another is if you are too innovative and you think about an idea that the world is not prepared, in that case, it will also a problem, because you need to be innovative, but not too much.
Yes.
And that to adapt and to can reach the people.
And investors, no, as you said.
Investors, yes. Investors to have the real or a good investor for your project team. It's very important. The idea, of course, and you need, and then need the regulatory pathway from the beginning. It's very, very important.
Okay, yeah.
Because you have to see if it's a medical device, if it's another, which kind of regulatory pathway do you need to follow.
And well, finishing our amazing talk, it was very nice. And what do you think about the future of the hospitals and with the innovation included, of course?
I think that hospitals in the next 10 years will change a lot.
Yeah.
Because with the AI, this provoke a different change in different areas. For one, the hospitals will be data-driven, for one thing. Also, we will just make a lot of remote control. So a lot of medical device will control the patients to avoid visiting to the hospital. So we will generate a liquid hospitals, without walls, and to cope with the patient house. We will have a lot of different algorithms that help to diagnose and to treatment. So, and also the relation between patients and doctors will change, because the knowledge now is democratization. It has been democratization. And you will have a lot of different kind of technology that, for one thing, I hope that allows us to be more humanistic, because without computer, without writing in front of the patient, only be attend with what the patient needs, and then the AI voice, just the AI can write what are you talking. We will have also the digital twins will change the way that we are making the clinical trials. The clinical trials will be shorter than that, and also the new genome and also AlphaFold will create new drugs very quickly. So I think the research way that we understand right now will change a lot. And I hope we can treat disease that for now it's very difficult, will be more easy, and we will have a personalized medicine and very, very precise.
And
10 years.
how is Valdebron getting ready for this?
I think it's one of the hospitals that are well prepared, but we need more preparation for that, because the most important thing is how to manage the data and the governance of data. And because this will be very important when the European space of health data. We have to present in more to explore and to can use this data to generate these data twins, because to generate these data twins you need a lot of data, image data, and blood sample data, all the different kind of data of the patients. And if we want to personalize the medicine, we need that big data are true and all the hospitals are prepared and talking the same idiom, that it's not happening right now. So I think the hospital is preparing for the future, but we need a lot. We need cultural transformation. We need, because there are change and cultural change. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Because the people are not trained with artificial intelligence. So you need to train with different kind of tools of AI. And And this is one of the main barriers that could be in the, and also you need to train the patients
Yeah.
how to manage all this information, because the same information that we have, the patient also has it. They go in its site, ChatGPT, Gemini. So we live a very difficult times, I think, but also very passionate. And if we can be able to read it correctly, could be amazing, I think. But the regulatory part and the ethical part would be one of the
External challenge.
it's yes, because the big technologicals has a lot of data, and now they are just working in the healthcare area. So we'll see how we manage the work of data with technological or with another kind of aims, and hospitals know that our aim is with purpose to help people to, with a good purpose. So AI will be very useful, but also will be very dangerous if we use in a bad way. So this is the main challenge. We can do everything. We can do everything, but with care.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anna. It was very insightful.
Such a pleasure sitting with you today.
Yes.
Uh,
And well, we are hoping that you also enjoyed the episode.
yeah, and thank you for everyone listening. Wait for us in a couple of weeks at the Health Innovation Playground.